So I'm talking about alien interbreeding, back in the Sumerian tablets, and the Sumerian culture. They have, the story of Gilgamesh. They have the story of the Great Flood. And a lot of what you read in the Bible, they take it directly from Sumerian history, Sumerian tablets. And the Sumerians were actually a very technologically advanced race of people, and they interbreeded with aliens. And this is also in Genesis, in the Bible. Um, and This is where most human civilization has come from. Um, there were skeletons found of giants in all over the world, especially the Middle East and Africa and South America. There's been skulls found with giant heads. There's been big airfields found, alien airfields. There's the crystal skull. I mean, that basically tells you a little bit about the crystalline structure of the pituitary gland and how the mind can work to access different dimensions. Um, Jesus Christ, his parents were Julius Caesar and Cleopatra. And this is where the Illuminati comes from, was direct descendants of the Hebrews, of the Zionists, the Jesus Christ. And Jesus Christ really wasn't, um, he was actually royalty. I mean, the King of Kings. And I mean, you could read this all in the Bible, it's all there. And then he survived, and, you know, he the Vikings were also Hebrews. They were also from the Middle East, and they were very violent people. And the Knights Templars and religion, how the Roman Empire was transformed into the Holy Roman Empire, how Jesus as a child was sent to India by his mother Cleopatra, which was being invaded by the Roman Empire. I think it was Marcus. I think it was Marcus. I'm not sure, and I think Marcus had some sort of an affair with Cleopatra. And he spent, I think, quite a number of years, maybe 10 or 20 years, in India studying some religions there, spirituality and things, and he brought that back to the Middle East. And eventually he went to the Roman Empire, and he tried to turn it into a religious state. Well, this is all kind of off to the side. I wanted to talk about Princess Diana. I wanted to say that she was a beautiful woman, and she got in the way of the Illuminati, and she got in their way, and she got killed. Just the same as JFK, John F. Kennedy, and just the same as Martin Luther King Jr., and just the same as anyone else that gets in the way of the Illuminati. The pyramid structures, you got the all-seeing eye at the top, which is kind of like the religious person, and then you have 13 seats below that, and you have 300 seats below that, and then you got the rest of the humanity, the sheeple, the cattle, underneath. And then I want to talk about the 9/11 conspiracy, basically, which is a small elite, small group of the U.S. government has blown up their own little buildings there in order to create a war, to have an excuse to go into Iraq, go into Afghanistan, to create this war for profit, and to also to eliminate human rights in America, to strip Americans of their rights and their freedoms. And they did this. They did this covertly. They didn't do it overtly. They did it covertly. They did it. If a small elite group of executive branch of government wanted to enact certain laws and then to enslave a certain group of people in the United States, I think they did it by not just saying, well, today we're gonna abolish the Bill of Rights or the Constitution. What they do is they kind of go off the side. I mean, they don't tell you that they're going to do it, and they don't tell you that they're responsible. They just kind of create this kind of thing over here, the site called 9/11, and it shocks people, and they get angry, and they say, "Who did it? Who did it?" And of course, they're very quickly to point to the people who are responsible, and they control those people too. Like Bin Laden is a CIA asset, and Saddam Hussein is also a CIA asset. And they get them, and these people, the planes could have been military aircraft, they could have been rockets, they could have been even the people that hijacked airplanes could have been CIA trained assets as well. And so they were controlling all the bases before this happened, and they also control the media so that there's no free speech. Adolf Hitler says Adolf Hitler's speeches are actually reiterated through George Bush's speeches as well. But Adolf Hitler once said, "Bigger the lie, the more people will believe it, um, as long as you repress the truth." And that's exactly what George Bush and the administration has done, is suppress the truth and made the big lies. And a lot of Americans didn't believe it, but they didn't have really a choice, because it is a military police state, and they can get in trouble for speaking their own mind or taking action against these lies. Same as Adolf Hitler, you just can't do anything about it because it's against the law, and you'll get in trouble. So, there's these conspiracy theories coming out of the woodwork, but people have no control. You could talk all you want, you can know all the truth, but if you're clamped down with your laws and their rights being stripped away, then they've thought of that as well. So, I'm just here to say that, hey, that's how they did it. That's how they got away with it. And they're not exactly getting away with it. I mean, everyone knows the truth. Everyone's angry, and they elected a Barack Obama, a black president that wants, and they want to change. But they're doing it the wrong way. They're giving their power away to the government and the people, to small group of elitists that go way back into European aristocracy, Egyptian aristocracy, and way back to the Sumerian alien race, the interbreeding. And also the aliens play a part. They're here, they're amongst us, they're interdimensional, and they're amongst us. Nibiru, that planet is coming near. The different races of aliens out there, and they do exist, and it's just all a part of this big game, and it should be, that's how it is.